Hello everybody and welcome to today's Sunday Super Chill, which is Aquatic Store Simulator. This is a nice, chilled, relaxed game where we build ourselves a small aquatics studio and we build little aquarium habitats to sell to the general public. We're just going to start today's episode off by fixing the store up. As many of these sorts of games always start, we have to we have to clean up our newly bought store. This one's actually in not too bad shape. However, you know, as always, we still have to make ourselves able to... How do we say it? Clean away all the rubbish and the trash if you're American. Yeah. So that is what we're gonna do. So yeah, we're just gonna speed on up while I clean up the store. I didn't think it would be very popular to just sit there and watch me throw away all of my rubbish. There's always quite a lot of it in these games. I would say that's my complaint if it starts you with like a big store like this. Do 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 do. Yep, what we're now asked to do is buy a mop and clean up the sort of surface area of the shop floor. So yeah, once we're done with that, we should actually be able to start getting into the game. Alright, that's us done there, I think. So yeah, we've finished tidying up the store now, and we have to buy our first box of items. Now, with these box of items, obviously we can put them on a bench and sell. One thing I have learned from playing this game a fair bit is that we have to be able to sell a large variety of items very quickly. Otherwise, you'll end up spending a ludicrous amount of money constantly topping up like the two or three items you have. So, for example, right, if somebody comes in and say they want a seashell, if we only have one variety of seashell, every 10th person we will have to restock seashells. But if we buy two different boxes of seashells, it's every 20 people, and we double the amount of money that we've made from those purchases. Rather than constantly have to stock the shelves up, and people will also not come in and go, oh, well, that's missing, so I'm just going to leave the store. So yeah, that's the general idea of what we're doing here. We're just going to stock up so that when we get to like our first day on the store, we should be able to just chuck everything in. So yeah, that's the fun of this one. What we want to do as well is always set the price higher than what we bought it for. We don't want to break even. We want to make money. You know, we're businessmen doing business. You know, as such way that is. So what we're going to do here is just go around, set all the little prices to a little bit higher than what we already set it for. Right, and now we've got to go to the bench and buy ourselves our first aquarium. So yeah, when we're setting up these aquariums, we have to make sure that we, by default, it's set to freshwater, and by in the addition of salt, we make saltwater aquarium, which will allow us to sell saltwater fish. However, for this tutorial section, we have to build a goldfish aquarium. So you can see here, I absolutely mangle trying to use the store. Maybe we'll just end up going for the cheapest one there. Do no, do no, down, down, now, 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 now. No, 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 no. Yep, so what we're doing here is just putting the soil down so that we've got a substrate for our aquarium. In real life, I do own an aquarium, so... So yeah, the step is for us to fill our aquariums. Well, let's go and buy a bucket. This tutorial sequence is kind of dull, so I might speed it up, but the general gist of this is that we will fill up our aquarium with water, place down decorations, learn about what we need to take care of the fish, and then we'll be able to put our little guys in there and start selling people, or start selling fish to the people. So yeah, you guys, it's going to be edited down, but that sound effect every time you fill the bucket is so ridiculously loud. It is, it's so bad. It's just in my headphones. I've turned it down. I've tried turning down game sound effects as well. That just, it doesn't help. It just doesn't help. It's really, really, really annoying. But yeah, we're just following this little tutorial here, which is where we like place rocks in our aquarium and decorations and put plants in. I think I will speed this up just for the sake of it, because I also flap about a bit here trying to sort out all of our like how the columns also then go and like buy sculptures and other little decorations for putting in the shop, so that we have some more stuff to sell for when we open up in the next day. Do 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 do. Yeah, I think that would look good there. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Yes, we're just grabbing some plants here for the sake of the fish. It'll make things a lot easier for when we come around to it, as well as we've said. The more stock we start in the shop, the less we're going to have to restock throughout the next day, which will make us money in the long term. Okay, so the next thing we got to do for our aquarium is put a thermometer in and the filter and heater. I did that in the sped up bit just because I didn't think it was particularly interesting me trying to figure out how to get the filter in. What we then do is it's time to buy our first fish. So we buy 2 goldfish, plonk them in the tank, and then we can check over to see our stats. So, what do we have? Well, the fish have temperature, plants, decorations, fish amount, water pH, and water filtration. For goldfish, those last 2 don't particularly matter as much, right? It also tells us to name a fish, so I name one Jim Bob. I go out my way to not sell him throughout the rest of the video. Here is where I also continually fail like making the temperature work, because I didn't realize it goes up in stages. I thought it would have just been instant, so I whack it all the way up and then whack it all the way down and keep the fish sad for a little bit. Yeah. Look, oh yeah, I've done a perfect job here. Tremendous. Put it right in the middle. Oh, it's going up. It's going up. Oh, happy. Alright, I didn't notice that we're missing in decorations, so I go in there, I do the feed just to complete that bit of the tutorial. I then also thought that we had the storage rack. I didn't realize that you actually had to buy it. So yeah, that was a fun one. What you then get is me just chucking everything on the floor because I got tired of having like 2 spaces in my inventory. Yeah, buy some rocks for the sake of having a decoration in the tank, because I accidentally sold the first one. And I'm like, oh, temperature's far too high. Gotta whack that all the way down. So I think I put it there. I think that's where the happy spot is for them. I genuinely can't remember. But yeah. And then buy a... Oh, yeah, there we go. Yeah. Buy a couple rocks just for the sake of decoration, right? Make the parameters of the aquarium complete. I would start panicking. I'm like, what's wrong? And yeah, then we just wait for the water. Right, so the fish are happy, so then they can... Breeding, hooray! So, then the game gives us 2 options, right? You can either sell one of your bigger fish, or you can keep them and sell the smaller fish. I smell the smaller fish because there is a system in place for fish maturity, so those super small ones won't breed, but the big ones will. So in order so that we don't have to constantly keep ordering them, I didn't have to make a choice of backgrounds. I didn't realize that you could upload your own ones. That would be pretty cool. I could do that. I think I could go onto Amazon, find some cool background ideas, and we could upload them onto the thing. Ignore the fact that I don't know my left and rights. Cool. And then, yeah. Well, now we're looking at buying a lamp to add some colour. Again, this comes back down to that point where I don't know my lefts and rights, and I sit there and I fumble about with this for a little bit. Just seeing what colours there were. Yeah. Ta-da! So yeah, that's our aquarium. Let's just get a little fisheye view of our aquarium. I thought that was, I think this is a very nice touch. And then we gotta go over and place it on the stand. Ta-da! Buy a new floor pattern. So yeah, the next thing we gotta do, as I remember that I've not set any of the prices for my new equipment that we bought, is go around and change out the flooring. Unfortunately, you can't keep the really nice flooring. It gives you 2 options of like a black metal one and a wooden like handmade one that's got like screws and nails in it, and I really don't like it. Don't like it, so I go for the black metal. You'll see it wherever now. This is where I get paranoid, and I'm rightfully so, because I realize I've not put the price up on like anything that I've been buying. Yeah, making money on that. Good, good, good. Right. And then, yep, floor pattern time. So yeah, this is the choice it gives you. Yeah, I go for the metal. I didn't realize how much floor space each one actually takes. So I bought loads of them. That was probably far too much. Um, but yeah, that is the look of the aquarium. It then asks us to buy some wall patterns. So, well, yeah, I decided to go for the hard granite one. Yeah, square marble. That's what it is. But yeah, so I go for marble just because I think it looks a lot nicer than what some of the other ones. Hello, son. Long time no see. There's still a lot of work ahead of you, but this aquarium store looks great already. I couldn't miss the opportunity to be your first customer before the rest, and at the same time buy something from for my aquariums. Good luck. It would help if I could read. Bonk. There we go. So yeah, then we get our store tutorial thing where you've got to basically serve your dad. It teaches you, so you buy a net so that you can catch a fish. You fill up the bucket. Yeah, you fill up a bucket for the water or the fish bagging plant. I do this a couple of times just so that I don't have to constantly go back and forth to it every time somebody wants a fish. Yeah, so that's all fun. And yeah, we gotta go and catch the fish, so we catch one. Scoop. I catch Jim Bob there, and I decided I don't want to give him away, so instead, go and bag up this little fishy. And give it to him. And then that is basically us. So yeah, the next thing I do is give myself a little bit of store prep for the next day. So I go around, I check everything is topped up where it needs to be. I throw out the last of the rubbish. Yeah. And then what I do is we end up the day and we see our results. Obviously, we're going to be at a massive loss because we were obviously starting the shop. And then we're into day 2. So this is where I'm going to lead off today's Sunday Super Chill. I hope you've all enjoyed. I continue playing the game for another half an hour on top of this. That could be released possibly as a part 2 / Sunday Super Chill next week. But in the meantime, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've all enjoyed. If you did enjoy, please like, comment, or subscribe. It really helps the channel out. Let me know what I can do better. Let me know if there's any games that you want me to have a look at or play. Or if you have anything positive to say, just say it. I am always reading the comments. I am always happy to have a little chat with you guys down there. As well, I will do a shameless plug for the XCOM series. If you subscribe and leave a comment saying that you would like to, you are added into the XCOM series as a soldier. We will hopefully be finishing XCOM 1 quite soon. So if you would not like to be part of XCOM 1, I will be doing XCOM 2 War of the Chosen next. So, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed, do all the things. It means a lot for me. Thanks for staying this long. Bye-bye.